Niners versus Colts NFL matchup. Joe, well, this is a really tough one. I mean, the rain is out. Carson Wentz, looking good. They showed some stats on the screen that Carson Wentz is actually a legitimate NFL quarterback now. And then what does he do? He drives his team down to the 10-yard line. And what the hell was that?
I don't know. He tossed it. He really thought he was on the San Diego team all of a sudden.
It's like, what is that?
I don't know what he was doing, but let's give him this. He has scored more points tonight than hang on, I'm sorry. My dog is deciding to bark. Let me make him quiet.
No problem. But in this one, what we've seen here is, clearly the Colts, I believe, have dominated play here. The conditions certainly are a factor here. And the odd thing here is we have a dome team in the Colts that are playing better outdoor than the outdoor team. And you would think that the 49ers from Northern California would certainly have conditions and things at their practices, but maybe these practices are soft. And I think what we're starting to see here from the 49ers is that this is a team that has bigger problems than I even pointed out on draft day.
Absolutely. I completely agree with you here. And we got to look at both these teams. Both these teams have scored more points than Mahomes could score not in the rain today. They're absolutely doing very well under the conditions. We've got, a 13-12 game. It's 25 points. We had an under close at 42.5. What are your thoughts on it getting over that right now?
I think there's certainly a chance. We saw points left on the board. We saw a missed extra point. We saw what looked to be a safety, and then we saw also Carson Wentz throw the ball to the other team when they were at least going to get 3, if not 7. So I think what we've seen here is a lot of points left on the board, but what we haven't seen is consistent play, and that's the weather is part of the problem here. You're seeing the quarterbacks having trouble gripping the ball. You're seeing the receivers once the ball is in their hand, and once again it's been the 49ers that appear to really be struggling. I don't know if it's equipment issues. I don't know what it is, but when Samuel got the ball punched out, that just shouldn't happen. That's something that just should not happen. And
no, it shouldn't, but I think the Colts are playing way harder. They're playing to make sure they get that ball out of their hands.
Yeah, I think the Colts know they got off to the slow start to the season and they care, while the 49ers, this is, like I said, this is a fundamental problem with this team. I think when you see teams that, have played, what happens is they get a new coach, they play hard for that coach for a year, then it's like a few years of that coach's acquiring players, build the system, they bring in another new coach. He has a big year, right? And then it's like Jim Harbaugh had a big year taking over from Mike Singletary. Shanahan had a big year taking over from Harbaugh. And then it's just a straight regression from there. I mean, this guy is a lousy coach. Lousy. With a capital L. And he's got quarterbacks that cannot play football. So he has some serious problems going on here in San Francisco. This is a team that's probably going to be drafting in the top 10 again.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
The
I see it
Colts
as well.
had a very tough schedule out of the gate, and this is a team that can clearly bounce back. And Frank Reich appears to be the guy for Carson Wentz. As critical as I've been of him, Frank Reich, maybe it was Peterson was the issue, and because Frank Reich seems to have this guy dialed in.
Absolutely. We saw him on that rushing touchdown pass that he got, and I could not believe how well he faked that play, pretending to hand it off to his running backs, and the effort he gave to get that in the touchdown. So
let's get to the bets. We've got the Colts plus 1.5 for the second half here. The Niners minus 1.5. The money line on the Colts is only plus 105, so there's no value there. The plus 1.5 at minus 105 is a bargain, I think, for the Colts, and I think that's where we have to go, at least for me.
Absolutely. I'm completely there with you. I'm getting plus 2.5 on my book at minus 110. Let me just update this because it might have moved.
So in other words, you're just trashing the Niners. They're pathetic. What is not to trash here? You have a team that's been drafting very high draft picks. You have guys that have been taken at the top of the NFL draft, assembled onto a field where they are just absolute garbage. They haven't won a home game all season. It's not just this game. They haven't won a home game all freaking season.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, I'm totally riding with the Colts plus the points in the second half.
Is Bosa even playing in this game? Is he even playing? How can you not optimize this guy?
Yeah, he's the only one making some moves for them. But I completely agree with you. They're not utilizing him to his best ability, that's for sure.
Other than that, I don't have any real sincere feelings about the game.
Tell us how you really feel, Mitch.
Sugarcoating it on my birthday.
Any thoughts? Okay, so we both like the Colts for the second half, plus the points, more value there than taking the money line. Any thoughts on these totals that we have? We have a team total for San Francisco 49ers at 10.5, and we have it for the Colts at 8.5.
I like the team total under for the 49ers at 10.5. I like the over for the Colts at 10. I think we're I think we're going to start to see some separation in this game. The Colts are just manhandling them out there, and I say you can only blame Kyle Shanahan and his entire coaching staff, as well as the ineptness at the quarterback position.
I completely am with you here. I don't know what they're doing out there, making some really bad calls. I love both of those totals, taking the under in the 49ers and the over in the Colts.
I mean, they're really making you pay up on this under in the 49ers, but it's like we have no other place to go. They clearly don't want to move the football down the field. They had some plays drawn up before the game, and the Colts weren't prepared for those plays. Once the 49ers ran those plays, well, the Colts are like, oh, here's some plays that they might run, and that was it. Right? That's the last we saw of any 49ers offense in this game. I don't know. Maybe I'm missing something.
No, I don't think you are. Not at all.
I could see Fred Taylor having a very long touchdown run in this game. I could see it happening.
I could see that as well. I am loving this game, though. I'm really impressed by what I've seen out of the Colts tonight. So
the Colts now are +2 for the second half. So maybe the money line is starting to become a better factor here. And then the team total over has gone from -105 to -125 at 10 for the Colts. It doesn't even make sense that one has moved that much and one has moved the other.
No, not at all.
Right? It's kind of inverse. That's odd.
Yeah, it makes absolutely no sense.
No sense that way. That the line is going up, and would that mean that the 49ers under is going under as well? I mean, I'm not sure. I have no idea.
I don't know. Yeah, that makes no sense.
Yeah, Jonathan Taylor. I said Fred Taylor. I think the old Florida Jacksonville Jaguar running back. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin.
Yeah.
That's the guy.
Yeah. So many names in our brains. My children don't even get called the right name.
Yeah, this is this is a bad game, and I'm telling you, the 49ers are lucky to be this close. They're lucky to be this close. That Carson Wentz decided to be Aaron Rodgers there for a play, and that's the only reason this game is that close.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm looking for a great second half out of the Colts here.
What was your play coming into the game?
I had.
Go ahead.
I had the Colts +4, and I have the over 42.5.
I had the Colts money line was my initial bet on this game.
Nice.
I put $500 to pay $750.
Perfect.
Plus 150.
You're gonna hit that beautifully tonight.
I'm thinking I am. It's a small bet, but that's what you got to do. You just got to keep, sometimes you make smaller bets. Sometimes you go big, but, those small ones, they add up over time. And, you hit 10 of them. Well, $7,500, it's probably not going to get it done. So, but, boy, why did I only bet 500? Oh, well. Because I didn't love the game all that much.
Yeah, exactly. Because you're not the biggest Wentz supporter, but
no,
he's showing you tonight. Maybe he's been listening to your criticism and taking it to heart.
Yeah.
Or maybe just because it's your birthday, he really wants to impress you.
I'm not really sure what it is, but I could see it's the Colts defense is really also putting the clamps down.
Yeah.
And the 49ers secondary has no answer for these Colts wide receivers. Pittman out of USC, this guy's just a superstar. We knew when he was at USC that they had an NFL receiving core that year. And I said it all season long on these shows. I was like, USC just has pro wide receivers, and this guy was the best of the bunch, and we see it, here. Even without T.Y. Hilton playing, imagine if he was in there, how open this guy would be. Because the only thing that they can do to try and guard him is basically tackle him when he runs out on a pattern. And the refs are calling it every time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Happy birthday, Tim Hawthorne. A lot of October birthdays.
Happy birthday.
James Clark, Harley there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Great bet. I don't see what it is. Got Taylor at over 80 yards, plus 480. That is a nice bet.
Very nice.
Well, the weather is the story, and I got to say, here it's 85 and sunny. I'm going to be watching the second half from outside, and like I do every Sunday night. So enjoy the second half, everyone. Joe, it's been a pleasure spending another Sunday with you. We did 6 shows today. We spent probably, half hour, another hour, 2 hours, 3, 4. We've been on the air about 4 or 5 hours today total, maybe probably about 4 hours and change. Enjoyed every minute of it. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate each and every one of you. We'll see you guys tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time for the live show. And, of course, we'll see you tomorrow night for Monday Night Football. Seattle Seahawks taking on the New Orleans Saints. And I think the weather could be the same as this. I know it's raining there today, but from what I'm seeing, it could be the same. So that will be interesting. Shanahan said, "Dry up and let's take better care of the ball." Wow, that's good coaching.
Good advice.
Yeah, good coaching. I would say get better gloves if you're going to wear them that hold on to it. And there goes Jonathan Taylor right out of the gate for 10 yards. So I think that's what we're going to see a lot more of.
Happy birthday, Mitch. Enjoy that pie, and hopefully get in the hot tub as well tonight.
Yep. My birthday dinner won't be here till Tuesday, but that's
couple more days we have to celebrate.
Exactly. Thanks, everyone, for joining us. I enjoyed spending the day with all of you as well. So let's make it a winning night, and we'll see you tomorrow morning. We've got a good slate, and we got 9 NBA games. We got a bunch of NHL games tomorrow. Got Monday Night Football, so it's not like how it was before. We just got one game and we sit here and try and think of something to talk about. Plenty of games, and of course, we'll be giving you, Taylor just gouging them. All right, thanks everyone. Have a great night.